Alrighty then, folks, welcome back once again. You know, there's been a lot of talk on the Facebook groups about how do I fix cracks in my finish on my guitar. How do I do drop fills, or, you know, how do I do it? What do you do? What's the first step? That's what this video is going to be about. And I want to show you how I do it, the way I do it on this crack back here. Now, the last video, if you remember, I took a razor blade and scraped that crack and just dropped a few drops of thin viscosity CA glue in there, and then just stomped right there on it until that glue sets up. And it's set up now. I'm going to show you that. But first, before we start, if you remember I think it was the last video. I make so many videos, man, I can't remember too good. The last video, if you remember, we laid a heavy, well, right here it is, a really heavy level down here, right in the very center of the fretboard. I'll just do this. I'll get you and bring you over here because I got to hold the camera down here and show you. Didn't get all of it out, the twist in the neck I'm talking about, but got most of it out. So hold on, I'll get right into it right away. Where is that damn thing? Okay, what we're looking for are the parallel of the straight edge and the level back there. And you can see there's still just a tiny bit of twist in that neck. Try to get right center as I can. You can see it. It ain't very bad. It took me 8 hours to get that thing like that with heat on it. 8 hours, a whole lot of heat, and I was starting to worry a little bit about, you know, that much heat on there for that long of a time period. But it's okay. It didn't dry the board out no more than, you know, the 8 hours or what I had it set at. It didn't dry, you know, we're going to linseed the board and everything anyway. But anyways, I wanted to show you that because that is a great bit of difference there. It's still not 100%, but it's pretty dang close. Alright, I'll get you and bring you over here. Get rid of that. And we're going to go work on this crack back here. Hear that? I'll show you the way I do it. Hold on. I got to get really close to see with these visors on, but man, I can see the glue ran into the crack. There's a little bubble over here where the finish had pulled away from the wood, and glue, that thin viscosity CA glue ran under there into that bubble. That's good, but you can see it, and you're always going to be able to see it a little bit, just like the crack. But we're going to seal it. It's sealed now. We just want to, hear that? We just want to smooth that over where your eye doesn't get sucked down there so bad right off the bat. And I'm going to start with this razor blade, but I probably will go back to sandpaper. I don't know, this seems to be working okay for the time being. I guess that's in the picture, yeah. And like I said before, you always want to angle your razor blade, pull it across a piece of metal, put a burr on the edge, and then scrape with that burr facing the way you're scraping, and don't scrape straight up the crack. Turn that razor blade a little bit. That allows that blade to slice, that burr to slice right through the finish or the wood or whatever you're working on. You get a much cleaner cut. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to sandpaper to finish it off. I don't know if you can see that little pile. Yeah, I think you can see it in the camera. Not very much came off of it. Yeah, let's go to sandpaper because I'm still feeling it a little bit. Well, not so much now. Place back there farther back than I had been scraping, right there. Yeah, okay, let me go get some, probably going to use 1200 grit, 1500 grit, and 2000 grit. I think is what we're going to do. And then we'll use the chrome polish to buff it back up. And I got to go gather that stuff up. Hold on. Alright, I'm going to wipe down here just a little bit first. Just make sure it's a little bit clean. Alright, I got 3 sandpapers out here. I'm going to start with the 1500 grit. And just going to lightly use the end of that, flat end of that eraser work in circular motions. And need a soft, kind of a soft brush. Here's a makeup brush, I think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see that pretty good there now. I would recommend, I'm not doing it right now, but I do. I just didn't have any ready. So much other crap going on. But I would recommend if you do this, use 3M sandpaper and let it soak in water overnight before you tackle this job. Let it set overnight and put 1 drop, you know, just a little cup of water will do it. Put in 1 drop of dishwashing soap. Like I say, I didn't do that this time. I usually do. We're sanding dry here right now. And I get down to almost where I want and switch to that I'm going to switch right now, I think. Yeah. That's much better. And switch to the 2000 grit here now. It'll be even better than that. At least we hope. We certainly hope, don't we? Small circular motions does the trick. $2,000 grit. Now we'll go over it with the polish after this. I swear, man, you could use that stuff for buffing compound. You could get by with it. Now when you go over it with your a little light with the lighter sandpaper, you may want to go out a little bit bigger each time to blend that in with the. I hope you can see it. Yeah, you can see it good on the camera. Go out, you know, a little bit bigger, and if I was going up to 2500, I'd go a little bit bigger than that to blend it in with the outer work. Make it look as nice as it can look. I've come up a little farther than I did before, and out a little farther than I did before. I'm using 3M sandpaper as always. Now, like I said, you are always going to see this. This is not. We're not making this crack invisible, because over the years it was open. Crack got down into it and got under the finish a little bit on each side, and that's why it looks dark like that. But there's no crack there anymore, and nothing else is ever going to get in there again. We sealed it. It's sealed, and it's going to protect itself, so to speak. See how much smoother that's getting. Yeah, man, we need to go to the semi-chrome right now, I think. We got one more with this. If I can get a hold of that very end of the paper, it hasn't been used at all, would be nice. You should use an eraser or something. You wouldn't want to do this with just your fingertips, because you'll rub your fingertips into the finish and be able to see it with a high gloss finish on it. So use a little eraser or something, you know, that's flat. The whole idea is to maintain our flatness here. Alright, semi-chrome time. I'm going to need both of those rags. And like I said before, the trick to this is whether you press easy or press hard. It depends on how, you know, how you want it to cut in. I'm going to press a little bit hard here this time. You notice I'm going way out beyond the boundaries of where the sandpaper touched. And that's just to blend it in with the rest of the finish. good, man. Oddly enough, that bubble there that the NCA glue ran under is a little bit harder to see now. Blend it in. I want to do that again. And this time I'm not going to push nearly as hard as I did that time. And probably go even bigger area, cover an even bigger area. I'm not pressing nearly as hard this time. You're still going to see it because of the dirt and the elements that got in there under the finish where it was cracked. There's nothing you can do about that. That stuff is in there. You'd have to strip the whole guitar and refinish it to get rid of that. And then the guitar's got all these other little cracks in the finish from that damaged area that we repaired. No way to fix that. You just have to strip it and refinish the entire thing. I used to do that a lot. I haven't done it since my buffer blew up and then my air gun blew up. I don't remember which one went first. I have 2 more airbrushes. One's brand new, but it's cheap. I just don't think I could make myself use it on a guitar job, you know. I'm going to go one more time now and go very lightly. And we'll be ready for polish, man. This stuff is amazing. I'm telling you, it is amazing. Now this time, I'll use a different rag to wipe it up. This rag's not so much polluted with miracle salve. Yes, sir. And this crack will never be a problem again. Never again. It won't let any elements in. It's glued. It wasn't through the wood, by the way. I mentioned that before, I think. But some did get in before we did this, and it's permanent. You're never going to come out. Now when I am finished with this guitar and I buff it by hand, that will look way better than it does now, but it really looks good right now. Get the light to glare on it, I can see it better. So let me get the camera, I'll bring you over here and show you. Hold on. Alright, check that out, man. Try to get in here and give you a pretty close shot of it. There it is. You can still feel it a tiny little bit with your fingernail, but it's nothing compared to... And look at that shine right across it. See what I mean? The rest of the guitar needs to be buffed too, but... And this little area right here, that's the bubble I was talking about that the CA glue went under. So that's sealed and flat, feels good, taken care of, never be a problem. Ever again, as long as the humidity is maintained on this guitar. By the way, I should mention, if you use CA glue and you ever do this, don't spray it with accelerator. That's why I had to stop on the other video. Filled it up with glue. I had to just let it dry naturally. And accelerator makes that CA glue turn white. And that doesn't look very good. I mean, you'd see it way more than you see it right now if it had turned all white. So don't use accelerator. Just CA glue, thin viscosity, let it dry. And sand it or use a razor blade. And here's the final look. They look way more better than they did with all that tarnish on there. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit for you here. These frets are very rough. I don't know if you can see that or not. They came from Gibson factory like that, because these frets down here at the sound hole have never been played on, and as far as I know, the frets have never been dressed. Check that out, man. I can put a macro lens on and show you. Come on. This wide angle lens does not like close-ups. See those scratches and those file marks is what it is. It's the way they did it in the 70s, I guess, whenever this guitar was made. Here's the frets that were worn, that have a little bit of wear, you see. That's the 3rd. 4th is okay. 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. They're not that bad right now, but you know, it should be dressed before much longer. Next video, we're going to shave this bridge down, man, and check the crack out again. You feel nothing now. Very, very little bit. Looks good. Looks way better. This is the bubble I was talking about. The CA glue ran under it. Yes, you're going to see it, but and this black stuff is just where elements, dirt and polish and crap got in there over the years. You can't get it out, but it's sealed in there now. And the crack won't get any bigger or collect any more elements. So there you go. Done pumped out another one. Woo! Boogity bop. Show this to you under this light now. Let me get up here where I can see, man. Right in there is where the crack is, I think. Right here. As you can see, it's not that noticeable now. Your eye doesn't get sucked down there to it the way it did before. I don't know if it's best to show the light glare or not. But looks way better. 100% better. Like I say, next video we will tackle the bridge. And maybe even string this thing up on the next one. All I got to do is shave the bridge down, way down from the way it looks. And I'll have to ream these pinholes, because that always changes when you shave the bridge down. I've already made a, I'm pretty sure, I hope he told me that he wanted a tusk saddle. I hope that's what he said, because that's what I made. I'll make a bone one though if he said otherwise. But the old saddle here, it's really small, man. Very tiny. I'm not going to even fit in that bridge slot. Well, yeah, but it'll go down in there and I can't get a hold of it to pull it back out. The saddle's so small. And that's the whole idea of shaving the bridge, to expose more saddle. Okay, then we put a taller saddle in. We'll still have to take it down to get the action down. The action down to about the 10th and 12th fret is going to play like an electric guitar. At about the 12th fret or the 14th body joint fret, it's going to quickly rise because of the way this is sunk in here, and just a whole bunch of bad things. You know, the guitar needs a neck reset. I mean, you can only do so much. And this is going to be a different kind of setup than you normally see me do, because when you do this, your neck relief, I'll explain all that in the next video. Cheers, thanks for watching. See you soon. Cue ball videos coming up any day now, so watch for that. Cheers.